The crowd was buzzing, cameras flashing as fans leaned over the barricades, hoping to get just a second of Austin Butler's time. It was the usual Hollywood scene: security guards, excited fans, and flashing lights. But then everything changed. A small voice called out from the crowd, "Mr. Butler, can I tell you something?" Austin, who had been signing autographs, froze. Something about the voice. It wasn't just excitement. It wasn't just another fan hoping for a picture. It was something deeper. He turned toward the voice, his eyes scanning the sea of faces until he saw him. A young boy, no older than 10, standing between two adults. His hands were clenched. His lip was trembling. And in his other hand, a worn-out Elvis vinyl. Austin stepped forward, the security instinctively moving aside. He crouched down so he was eye level with the boy. "What's up, buddy?" he said softly. The boy swallowed hard, gripping the record tighter. "My dad used to play this for me every night," he whispered. Before his voice caught, Austin's smile faded. His expression changed. This wasn't just a fan moment anymore. This was something real. The boy took a shaky breath, his tiny shoulders rising and falling. "He passed away last year, and I just wanted to say, when I watched you as Elvis, it felt like he was still here." The entire street went silent. No more cameras flashing, no more screaming fans. Just a young boy standing in front of his hero, trying to hold back tears. And Austin Butler? His eyes welled up instantly. Austin Butler's breath hitched for a second, his throat tightening. He blinked quickly, trying to keep his emotions in check, but there was no hiding it. The weight of the boy's words had hit him like a freight train. The crowd around them, completely silent. Even the security guards, usually stone-faced and focused, stood still. Austin swallowed hard and placed a gentle hand on the boy's shoulder. "What was your dad's favorite Elvis song?" he asked, his voice softer now, like they were the only two people there. The boy's fingers clutched the vinyl tighter. His voice was barely above a whisper. "Can't Help Falling in Love." Austin exhaled slowly, nodding. Of course it was. And then without hesitation, he did something no one expected. He took the boy's hand, held it tight, and started singing. "Wise men say, only fools rush in." The boy's eyes widened, his lips parted, his breath shaky. Austin's voice was soft, but the entire street could hear it. "But I can't help falling in love with you." The moment was unreal. People gasped. Some covered their mouths. Others, tears streaming down their faces. The boy, his tiny shoulders started shaking. His grip on the vinyl loosened. And then, just as quietly, he whispered the next line along with Austin. "Like a river flows, surely to the sea." By the time the song ended, there wasn't a dry eye in sight. Austin, eyes red, pulled the boy into a hug. "Your dad's with you, buddy," he whispered. "Every single time you hear that song." The boy clutched onto him, holding tight like he never wanted to let go. The security, the cameras, the screaming fans, all of it faded. Because in that moment, all that mattered was a little boy, his father's favorite song, and the man who made him feel like he wasn't alone, and nobody would ever forget it. The moment Austin Butler pulled away, he kept his hands on the boy's shoulders, making sure he was looking him in the eyes. "You're a strong kid," he said softly. "I know your dad would be proud of you." The boy sniffled, nodding quickly, but his hands were still shaking as he held onto the vinyl record. His mother stepped forward, wiping a tear from her cheek. "He used to watch Elvis with his dad every night," she said, her voice barely holding together. "When he saw you in the movie, it was like having a piece of his father back." Austin felt his chest tighten. He took a deep breath, then did something no one expected. He reached into his pocket, pulled out a Sharpie, and gently took the vinyl from the boy's hands. But instead of just signing his name, he wrote something more. The boy squinted, reading the message slowly as Austin handed it back to him. "To my friend, never stop singing. Your dad will always hear you. Austin Butler." The boy let out a tiny, broken laugh, his fingers tracing the words like they were the most precious thing in the world. Austin smiled, ruffling his hair lightly. "Next time you hear that song," he said, "I want you to sing it as loud as you can, all right?" The boy nodded quickly, gripping the record close to his chest. And then, just when it seemed like the moment was over, the crowd started clapping. Not the loud, chaotic kind, but the kind that meant something. A slow, emotional wave of applause as people wiped their eyes, realizing they had just witnessed something rare, something pure. Austin stood up, waved to the crowd one last time, then turned back to the boy. "I'll be thinking of you, buddy," he said. "Stay strong." And then he walked away. No security rushing him, no Hollywood arrogance. Just a man who had stopped for a moment and made a little boy feel like the most important person in the world. But what happened next? Nobody expected it. The internet reacts and the story goes viral. By the time Austin Butler got home, the moment was already taking over the internet. A woman in the crowd had recorded everything. The boy's story, the song, the hug, the signed vinyl. She uploaded the clip with a simple caption. "Austin Butler just made this little boy's whole world. I have no words." And within hours, it had millions of views. This is the kind of celebrity we need. Austin Butler didn't just play Elvis. He carries his spirit. Not me crying at 3 a.m. watching this. Even major news outlets picked up the story. People couldn't get enough. But then, something even more powerful happened. A trending hashtag started, #, sing for him. People all over the world, fans, musicians, even celebrities, started posting videos of themselves singing "Can't Help Falling in Love" in honor of the boy's father. And the little boy? His mother posted a short video of him watching the clips, eyes wide with pure disbelief. And when he finally spoke, all he said was, "Dad would have loved this." The internet lost it. Kindness isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up for someone when they need it most. Austin Butler didn't just meet a fan. He gave a boy his father back, if only for a moment. And now the question is, who can you show up for today? Have you ever had a moment with a stranger that changed your life? Tell us in the comments below. And if you believe the world needs more stories like this, hit like and subscribe. Because in a world full of noise, we bring you stories that actually matter. What's your take? Let us know below.